I want us to have a discussion here in studio, and joining me right now is Dr. Duncan Ojwang. He is an international law expert and is also the Dean Faculty of Law at the Nazarene University. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to hear your thoughts about, this whole issue. For the last 3 days, the country has been treated to a fiasco at the JKIA. What is your take about everything that has been happening?
Well, it has remained very unpredictable. Thing. Of course, Miguna was given medical restraint, and therefore he was able to be deported last night, seemingly. There are, of course, as you mentioned very well, that there are court orders that required him to have been produced in court. And so it has remained almost like watching a wake of a departed friend. He looks tired, he looks worn out. Of course, getting back from the medical restraint. I don't know which direction this could take. It is legal, but beyond that, I think there is the political aspect. They also say it takes two to tango, because if I was Miguna, maybe I would have realize that I have a stronger bargain when I'm in than when I'm in no man's land. You see, the government is arguing that it wasn't processed.
Right.
So he was not in Kenya. And the order of habeas corpus only apply to those who are in Kenya. So if you are in international ground or in no man's land, that is not Kenya. And so they are telling court that, yes, you have orders. You can order things within Kenya, but we didn't process it. So he's not here.
All right.
And then I think for tactful advantage, and he could have found a way of getting in Kenya, maybe concede. I don't think it will have weakened his argument. And then go to court and then fight it out in court than to fight it at the port of entry, because the government have a little more advantage because you are really not in the soil.
Right.
Yes.
Do you think that, if he followed, the process that you're talking about, that indeed everything would be okay with him right now? Or are there, political angles to this that, it's not really about the processes that he did or did not follow, that there's so much more that meets the eye?
That's why I'm saying it takes two to tango. Because, even the human rights, the Kenya Human Rights Commission observer had initially advised him so.
Right.
Remember, his case has not been completed on whether he's a Kenyan or not. His position is, I'm a Kenyan.
Yeah.
I was born in Kenya.
Right.
Now, citizenship is a matter of law. There is a difference between citizenship and nationality. You can be a national, but not a citizen. And so Kenya, the government is arguing, and remember, court have not reached the merit of that argument. Kenya government is arguing, you know what? When you became a dual citizen, we didn't have a dual citizenship. You became a Canadian citizen when you could not become a citizen of two countries. By that time, automatically you forfeited your Kenyan citizenship. Therefore, if you look at the Constitution, it has a chapter titled Regaining Citizenship. And then you can't regain what you have not lost.
Right.
And so they're saying, upon application, in fact, I'm quoting verbatim, and that's why I'm saying there is more politics than law.
Yeah.
Upon application. So it's not automatic. Why is it not automatic? You cannot be presumed that you want to be a Kenyan if you had moved on to another citizenship. So you have to show intent by applying that I want to be Kenyan. I lost my citizenship, but now there's dual citizenship. There is a provision which is automatic, which has no time limit on becoming a Kenyan citizen if you had if you are a Kenyan citizen by birth, and you had lost it before.
Right.
So then, right when Miguna was the Prime Minister advisor, Parliament passed the 2011 Citizenship Act,
Yes.
which now prescribed according to the Constitution. Constitution simply say upon application. So this Citizenship Act is prescribing how to go about it. Apply to the Minister of Interior. This is the form. It even I give you a copy of the form, and then you can be processed. Disclose which other citizenship you have, then you can be processed.
All right.
So the question and the lingering question is, and this does not excuse the government may be defiant of court orders, absolutely.
Yes.
But the lingering question is it automatic? I don't think it's automatic to regain your citizenship.
All right.
It is upon application. Which, by the way, in my view, rather than pushing a very heavy fight, if I was Miguna's lawyer, simply apply, give government 1 week because they can't say no, it's his right, and then gain it.
Right.
And then you can understand then why the government tried to give them those forms, because the government is sticking to its gun. Of course, it takes two to tango. That you know what, you are not a citizen, but upon application, you become.
You can regain back your citizenship. All right, it's good that you brought up the issue to do with the lawyers, because we have Cliff Ombeta, who's one of the lawyers representing Miguna. He's joining us by way of phone. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Let's talk about those forms. You know, he's saying that he's joining us from our City Center studio. Of course, Miguna in a post says that, you know, he did not see any documents. As his lawyers, what can you tell us about this reapplication? Were there documents that were delivered to him at the JKIA for him to regain or reapply for his citizenship or visa?
Yes, there were forms that were sent to him for him to reapply for to regain his citizenship. Now, that one gives you a position to show that he has some citizenship. What do they wanted him to regain it? But you see, one problem that we need to be able to understand is that the court had suspended that order of the minister and the immigration director that Miguna was not a Kenyan. So it then reversed to the status quo that he was still a Kenyan citizen. So when they were trying to give him the forms to fill, that meant he was going to accept their position that he's not a Kenyan citizen and that he wanted to regain it. But you see, they have not gone to court so that they can be able to get that order reversed, or they have not appealed against that order that Justice Kimaru gave. So at that starting point when Miguna is in Kenya, at the time he arrives in Kenya, he is a Kenyan citizen because that order has not been removed. So therefore, why would we want him to start filling forms to regain his citizenship when they should be the ones fighting to say that that order of Kimaru was unlawful?
All right. Then what is your take?
Then,
yes.
The issue of the visa. The issue of the visa is the one that everybody seems to be harping about, but then there's one thing about it.
Yeah.
The court also said that Miguna should come into the country and defend himself against all these cases until the determination of the case. That included the one of citizenship as well. Now, once the court had said that, then that meant it was also unconditional, because that is quite clearly stated there. Now, if it's unconditional, why would we want a Miguna then to come into this country and be given a visa? The moment you start taking a visa means you are a foreigner.
Right.
Then the moment you are given a visa, it comes with conditions. It comes with a time period. Now, the moment it comes to the time period, that means they can be able to remove you at any one time. They can refuse to extend your visa. They can get you out on any flimsy ground, because once you are here on visa grounds, then as a foreigner, you cannot get into politics. Miguna is a politician. You cannot get into employment. Miguna is a lawyer. So all these things come into play. So these conditions are things that we cannot agree that he signs to come in with a visa, and then we put him in a risk of such situations.
All right. Interesting. Dr. What do you have to say about that? Now that Cliff Ombeta has really laid the ground of what exactly happened.
He did. You see, he's a dual citizen.
Yes.
Let us assume. Though, as Cliff is saying, it's not clear. Remember, the decision whether Miguna is a citizen or not has not been determined on merit. The order was facilitate him so that he comes back. We can go through this case.
Yes.
And so the government is saying, I'm facilitating him. Just to play the devil's advocate. I am facilitating him by getting him away. I have to process somebody. He has to be processed. And this is how he has to be processed. Now, even if you are a dual citizen and you decide to travel with a passport that is not a Kenyan passport, which has happened. And it happens a lot of time.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that when you come back to your country, you know, law is very interesting and it's very unilinear. That if now I have a Canadian passport and it is rubber stamp, then I'm endorsing that I'm not a dual citizen. That will be a bootstrapping argument because I'm admitting that I have two citizenship and nationality. So then, if I am processed on a visa because I didn't travel with my Kenyan passport, that is not an endorsement that I'm forfeiting or I'm admitting that I'm not a Kenyan. There is no law that a Kenyan who is a dual citizen must only travel with a Kenyan passport. I see it with family members who are abroad, who are both Kenyan and US citizen. And sometime maybe the Kenyan passport has lapsed and they say, okay, I'll renew it once I get home. But for now, because I have this other passport, I will travel, I will get in, and then I'll go to Nyayo House and then renew or extend my passport. So it is offering you an opportunity where you can simply be able to switch back and forth.
All right.
And so I don't agree that per se, by somebody being processed on a visa, it's a doomful situation. I think that is an overstatement.
All right. So we'll continue with the conversation in a few moments. Of course, like I mentioned, we have Dr. Duncan Ojwang. He's an international law expert. In our City Center studio, we have Cliff Ombete, who's one of the lawyers representing Miguna. We'll be continuing with this conversation in a few minutes. Don't go away.